Definition of open access. The term open access itself was first formulated in 3 public statements in the 2000s. The Budapest Open Access Initiative in February 2002, the Bethesda Statement on Open Access Publishing in June 2003, and the Berlin Declaration on Open Access to Knowledge in the Sciences and Humanities in October 2003. And the initial concept of open access refers to an unrestricted online access to scholarly research primarily intended for scholarly journal articles. The Budapest Statement defined open access as follows. There are many degrees and kinds of wider and easier access to this literature. By open access to this literature, we mean its free availability on the public internet, permitting any users to read, download, copy, distribute, print, search or link to the full texts of these articles, crawl them for indexing, pass them as data to software or use them for any other lawful purpose without financial, legal or technical barriers other than those inseparable from gaining access to the internet itself. The only constraint on reproduction and distribution and the only role for copyright in this domain should be to give authors control over the integrity of their work and the right to be properly acknowledged and cited. Motivation or the need for open access. Open access itself, mostly green and gratis, began to be sought and provided worldwide by researchers when the possibility itself was opened by the advent of internet and the World Wide Web. The momentum was further increased by a growing movement for academic journal publishing reform and with it gold and liber open access. Electronic publishing created new benefits as compared to paper publishing, but beyond that it contributed to causing problems in traditional publishing models. The premises behind open access publishing are that there are viable funding models to maintain traditional peer review standards of quality while also making the following changes. Rather than making journal articles accessible through a subscription business model, all academic publications could be made free to read and published with some other cost recovery model such as publication charges, subsidies or charging subscriptions only for the print edition with the online edition gratis or free to read. Rather than applying traditional notions of copyright to academic publications, they could be liber or free to build upon. Authors and researchers. Authors may use form language like this to request an open access license when submitting their work to a publisher. The main reason authors make their articles open accessible to maximize their research impact. A study in 2001 first reported an open access citation impact advantage, and a growing number of studies have confirmed with varying degrees of methodological rigor that open access article is more likely to be used and cited than one behind subscription barriers. For example, a 2006 study in PLOS Biology found that articles published as immediate open access in PNAS were 3 times more likely to be cited than non-open access papers and were also cited more than PNAS articles that were only self-archived. This result has been challenged as an artifact of authors self-selectively paying to publishing their higher quality articles in hybrid open access journals, whereas a 2010 study found that the open access citation advantage was equally big, whether self-archiving was self-selected or mandated. Scholars are paid by research funders and or their universities to do research. The published article is the report of the work they have done rather than an item for commercial gain. The more the article is used, cited, applied and built upon, the better for research as well as for the researcher's career. Similarly, the more quickly it is accessible, the better. Open access can reduce publication delays an obstacle which led some research fields such as high energy physics to adopt widespread preprint access. Some professional organizations have encouraged use of open access. In 2001, the International Mathematical Union communicated to its members that open access to the mathematical literature is an important goal and encouraged them to make available electronically as much of our own work as feasible to enlarge the reservoir of freely available primary mathematical material, particularly helping scientists working without adequate library access.